Hello everyone and welcome back to Angie's Table. Today we're going to be making flour kimbap. So I know you guys like our kimbap content because they usually do well. So I wanted to give it a little twist and we're going to be making a kimbap that kind of looks like a flour when you cut it open. That sounded a little aggressive. Yeah, when you cut it, it looks like a flour. It's the same kimbap rolled up in a different way to create a different look. It's very Instagram worthy. I've only seen it. I've actually never made it. The concept seemed easy, so I think it's pretty straightforward. Let's go and check out these ingredients. So the beauty of kimbap is that you can customize it to your liking. If you guys don't like, for instance, like cucumber, then you can substitute it for maybe avocados. But I think the main point of a kimbap is for it to look very vibrant and pretty. So I do suggest using colors. So you can use like red bell peppers, for instance, if you're vegetarian and you don't want to use crab meat. I've seen people use spam or bulgogi in this kimbap. So feel free to add or take out ingredients as you please. We're gonna start off by doing all the prep work. So I'm gonna crack 4 eggs. Just a little bit. Beat it, and we're gonna cook it on a fry pan. So this is on low heat. We're gonna add some oil. And sometimes people like to separate the yolk and the whites for color purposes, but I'm just gonna go ahead and mix all of it without separating it, but it does look pretty if you guys do. So if you have the time, feel free to do that. Leave this aside for now and saute our carrots. This. We'll add our carrots. Wow, those look beautiful. We'll season it with salt. All right, and I'll transfer this to a plate. Now we'll blanch our spinach. Since this is baby spinach and very small, we're gonna cook this just for about a minute. So we're gonna strain all the water out, run it under cold water, and squeeze any excess water out. Now let's season this with some sesame oil and salt. Do you guys know what it's time for? Today's word of the day is nakji, which means octopus. And last week we had the... Grace, why are you laughing? Last week we've been having a conversation of how the way I say octopus is a little weird, but whatever, you guys know what I mean. So last week we had the word of the day be ojingo, which is squid, and today it's octopus, which is nakji. So in Korea, nakji and ojingo, these are very popular ingredients that people eat sometimes weekly, right?
Yeah, I mean even our like Korean snacks.
Yeah, it's like flavored.
It's like ojingo flavor.
Yeah, it's kind of odd, but I think it's really good. It's a little fishy, but today's word of the day is nakji, which is octopus. This cucumber is actually from my backyard. I picked it today.
Yeah, it smells really good.
And then just shred this. Let's also cut up our eggs, very thin strips. So we also have an ingredient called uong, and this, it says on here, it's a seasoned burdock. So it's a type of roux in a very flavorful sauce with soy sauce and sugar. So we're gonna add this as an extra flavor and something that will give it a good crunch. We also have our radish. I like these white ones because it doesn't seem as artificial as the yellow ones. 2 cups of uncooked rice that is now cooked. So I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, and salt is to taste, and some sesame seeds. Seasoning the rice is one of the most important parts, and I think that's why my mom's kimbap always tastes better than most kimbaps that I've tried. So for each ingredient, I'm going to cut the kim into 4s. And for this one, we're gonna cut it in half because this is where we're gonna roll everything into. So we're gonna roll each of the toppings in here. And it needs to be a tight roll. Oops. Sesame oil. Should I put the egg in the middle?
You could.
And make it a lot of egg. So we're gonna try rolling one up. So I grab one of the longer pieces and we're gonna add some rice. So we're gonna add 3 things down here, our egg in the middle. And we're gonna roll this up tightly, making sure that the egg is in the middle. Not this one.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, those are so cool.
Grab some juice. Grace is eating the end pieces.
So good.
The only thing I would suggest is to cut it on the thinner side because this is a huge mouthful.
Not too thin.
Yeah, not too thin because it will literally fall apart then. I really like how there's not as much rice in it. And very crunchy and very veggie-y. It's really good.
There's a lot of flavors that work really well together.
Yeah.
I think sometimes kimbap is more, like you said, rice heavy. This feels like healthier kimbap.
Another thing I wanted to point out is make sure that each ingredient is tightly sealed. Because if you do leave space, then it kind of makes everything seem like there's gaps in between. It doesn't look as pretty. I think that's the only thing I needed to say. But this is so good and I love how pretty it looks. I actually think it's easier than just regular kimbap. I don't know why.
No way. You did make it a lot better than your regular kimbap.
I think it's easier to fold these.
For you, yeah.
Hey, Grace thinks I suck at rolling kimbap, which is true. I'm not that great.
Yeah. And like the ingredients, I think because you taste it separately, which is weird because kimbap you normally taste all in one bite. But this one there's like the kim separating it. You taste each individual ingredient.
Agree, 100%. You know what I think is the cherry on top? My cucumbers. So, I love this recipe. I hope you guys try it out and we'll see you guys on our next video.